Howdy folks, Jambareeqi here, and welcome to Jambareeqi Request, the show where you decide what I review. For this episode, you voted for The Polar Express. As nominated by Arcane Thinker, Mr. C, I Made the URL Longer, and Elijah Bletchman. The Polar Express is a festive fantasy adventure about a hero boy who doubts the existence of Santa, until he steps on board the Polar Express, a magical train destined to arrive at the North Pole. Along the way he makes friends, explores his faith, and comes across many dangerous obstacles. The trailer for this movie arrived at the perfect time for me. The Polar Express was one of my favourite childhood books, and I was currently obsessed with Forrest Gump, a comedy drama starring Tom Hanks and directed by Robert Zemeckis. So when I went to the cinema and saw a teaser for an upcoming animated adaptation of The Polar Express, starring Tom Hanks and directed by Robert Zemeckis, I was super hyped up. I felt like Hollywood was personally catering to me. However, when I finally saw it, I quickly forgot about it afterwards. And you know what? I can see why 13-year-old Jambareeqi would brush this film from his memory. It's not a very good movie for many reasons. Firstly, there's way more conflict than drama. It's an exhaustingly over-the-top movie that constantly finds excuses to provide tension and action, rarely sparing time to settle down to give the audience some sense of relief or time to connect to the characters. It doesn't help that most of the conflicts feel incredibly forced. The obstacles that our characters face either happen for the sake of it, or occur because a character did something stupid or delayed a decision. Yes, these are just kids, but it's hard to forgive them when they've made a rash move or bad choice for the 5th time. Surely they can learn from the consequences of their bad habits. There's a huge lack of imagination behind this film as well. I mean, we're on a magic train. Anything could be on this train, there's no limits. What do we get? A cart full of abandoned toys, some hot chocolate service, and a pair of annoying as shit slapstick engineers. This is one boring train to me. A little more invention and creativity could be utilised. Secondly, I find this movie to be way too preachy. A crisis of faith is a relatable issue for many people, but this film handles the situation so passive-aggressively. Yes, it does try to encourage the notion that believing in something can be rewarding and fulfilling, but it really pissed me off when the film shamed the hero boy for doubting in Santa's existence.
You are just like me, my friend. A Scrooge! Ebenezer Scrooge! North Pole, Santa Claus, this train, it's all a bunch of humbug! A bout of indigestion. Oh yeah, I know who you are. You're a doubter! A doubter you don't believe! You're a doubter you don't believe!
It's basically indicating that you should feel bad and guilty if you question your beliefs. Sure, it's awesome when you find faith, but it's also healthy and constructive to raise questions. No one should feel pressured or obligated to believe in something. Finding faith is a very personal journey, and sometimes it can't be helped if someone can't convince themselves to believe in something, no matter how hard they try. Thirdly, this film was produced through an animation technique called motion capture, where actors wear sensors and their performances are used to dictate the movements of CGI characters. Personally, I really didn't like the look of some of the animated characters in this film. The kids in particular are way too creepy. They're uncannily realistic and have vacant, soulless expressions. Or they just pull really scary faces. It doesn't help that some of them are voiced by grown adults, which comes across as disturbingly weird when synced up against hyper-realistic children's faces. It's creepy.
Hey you, yeah you. Do you know what kind of train this is? Huh? Train, do you know what kind of train this is? Well, do ya?
Of course. It's a magic train.
I also didn't like the train's waiters. They look like grown men in plastic masks. They freaked me out. I think the only characters that work in the motion capture technique are the ones played by Tom Hanks. This includes the hero boy's body, the conductor, the mysterious hobo, Santa Claus, the hero boy as an adult, and the hero boy's father. Hank's energetic performances seem to translate smoothly into the CGI character's movements. He gets into every single role, putting his all into each one while displaying his usual whimsical charm.
Wait, looky here. Oh, this is an official, authentic, genuine ticket to ride. Oh, you better keep this in a safe place, young man. Well, you coming?
Where?
Why, to the North Pole, of course! This is the Polar Express!
Now, what would you like for Christmas?
Me.
You. Yes, indeed.
In addition, the decision to cast Hanks as separate characters definitely adds a clever subtext to the film. You could make several interpretations to why these characters look and sound similar to each other. The conductor, the hobo, and Santa could be allegories for the Holy Trinity or the Christmas ghosts, which perfectly suits the tale of a spiritual journey. They could also be reflections of the hero boy's father, or maybe the hero boy's future self, who has come to the past to help him believe again. It's amazing what some casting decisions can achieve sometimes. To conclude, I think that the Polar Express is a cheesy, melodramatic and forced affair that I often found way too boring to sit through. I respect that this movie is a piece of Christmas nostalgia to some people, but personally, I think it's a heavily flawed snooze fest. However, I will admit that Tom Hanks' contributions do serve as a good saving grace. So, what am I going to review in the next episode of Jambareeqi Requests? Well, that's entirely up to you. I don't decide. If you're new to this show, then please watch the guide in the description box below before you make any nominations. Cheerio, folks.